Trying to keep my camera. Yo, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? You all right?
Yeah, man, I'm good. My wrist kind of tight because my Apple Watch, but I'm trying to get situated.
You're good, man. Mine's over there charging. What's going on?
Nah, man, I'm just chilling, man. How are you?
Man, everything is good. Everything's been real good. How you been?
I've been good, trying to deal with Kanye West, deal with bipolar weather, and yeah, trying to turn me mama happy. I think that's on my 3 top things right there. Make my mama happy, deal with Kanye, and stay healthy.
Shout out to the GOAT, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, how you feel about Kanye?
I love Kanye West, man.
How you feel about him and his recent comments?
He's my brother in Christ. We gonna keep him in prayers. That's my dog.
There we go. That's how I'm trying to say.
I love Ye, man. Ye, I think people give him too much slack. You feel me? I love Ye. I love Ye. His ideas, I think he's I think a lot of what Kanye says is kind of like a headline, like clickbait. Like if you say it's gonna sound ridiculous, and then when you hear him speak on what he means, you just find out he just needs a translator. Like if you watch his the interview he did with Charlemagne, I think it was great. If you listen to everything he said, the entire 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 13 seconds, then you understand where he's coming from. Makes sense. People think he supports Trump. He doesn't support Trump. He liked the fact that Trump could become president in a world where that seemed impossible. And he said he would adopt Trump's style of campaigning with Bernie Sanders' principles. So he tells you right there, he's not ridiculous. You know what I mean? He doesn't know how to say what he means yet. But he's also people don't talk about mental health enough. Like I already got honest on my IG. Like I've been on antidepressants before. Like it's you're thinking. It isn't like, it's not that your thinking is skewed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or so you're thinking faster than you can process what you're thinking, and you just want to say it because now and you have these hormones in your body and you have these impulses that nobody can really explain or understand. You know what I'm saying?
Fortnite.
Chris know what it is. He don't want to buy the Xbox. Me and Jesse got 3 wins yesterday. You tripping. Anyway, man. Everything is cool, dog. You know what I'm saying? He said, all right, I'm out. Disrespect. But yeah, man, I hope that explains everything, man. I think he's cool. I think people don't do enough research. I think the headline is the headline. You got to read the article to really understand. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree with you. I mean, I feel the same about Kanye West. I don't think he's crazy. I think he just has bad word choices. That's all. He just it's not like he doesn't say things like this all the time. I mean, it's Kanye West. I mean, he's a free thinker.
Yeah.
And you can't take that from him.
Ever. You can't.
Ever.
Oh, shout out to the GOAT, man. Whoop-diddy scoop.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to hold you up. We're going to jump right into this interview, bro. Because I do appreciate you for coming through, man. So we're going to jump right into this interview.
All right, sounds good.
But everybody that's tuning in, I am your official host, ThatGuyBRoB, and thank you for tuning in into another episode of That Life, My Life. We got my boy Terayle Hill in the building. Terayle Hill was going to tell us a little bit about his career and some of the different things that he goes through. And so this is your chance, people. I got my boy here, and so I'm going to get started with my very first question. And that is, what inspired you to want to become an actor?
You know what? I get asked this question a lot, and it sounds like it changes. I'm not trying to contradict myself. I came from somewhere where there ain't no actors in Moreno Valley, California. So even if I wanted to do it as a youth, like a lot of things, I just knew for a fact it just didn't seem like a reality. You dig? But you know what I'm saying? What am I really trying to say? Oh, I got it. Once I realized there was a possibility, once I realized where you're from doesn't dictate what you have to do, I kind of worked up the courage. A lot of people know about my ex. She was prevalent in getting me my first agent, so I started auditioning, and it was a process. It was a process. Damn, I'm so glad that I just followed my heart, because there's a lot of things I wanted to do that never worked out, but I never felt more comfortable in front of doing anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I got in front of the camera that I found out what it was I wanted to do. I mean, working behind the scenes and in the film industry has always been something I wanted to do, like I said, but you know, I had to just step out there and actually do what felt right. And when it started to work out, it was just, you know,
it was just what it was. So you've done a little bit of both. You've written, you've directed, like you've been in front of the camera. What do you prefer doing the most?
whatever I'm doing in the moment. I'm very excited about when I go back home. I'm going to be directing this music video, and I'm super excited. And I went to school for directing, so I'm mad excited about that. I also just wrote my first feature. A lot of people don't know I'm in my master's program. I am getting my master's in creative writing. So, but I my first feature last year. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of in this place where I got a movie coming out next month, and it's also another movie screening at ABFF, and just this past Wednesday, Cobra Kai came out. So it's a lot of stuff going on to where it's kind of like whatever God puts in front of me, I'm gonna just try and make sure I capitalize.
Gotcha.
I feel like God gives us talents not for us to waste them. A lot of people waste them. I'm just happy that everything seemed to work out.
Will you be at ABFF this year?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be at ABFF.
I'm gonna be there.
You gonna be there?
I'm volunteering this year, bro.
Okay, well, I'm gonna see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Were there any other interests of yours besides movies and acting and being behind the scenes? Did you want to be an athlete? Did you want to sing? Did you?
A lot of hell no, I don't want to sing. Right after my master's program, I'm going to be going straight into my doctoral program, and I want to get 2 doctorates and start teaching at HBCUs during the spring. You know what I mean? A lot of people also don't know this. Back in high school, I used to write music a lot. I just booked a role where I'm actually playing a rapper, so that's going to be real fun. And I like writing for artists in the city and doing soundtracks too. So I just want to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it.
You just want to be like Kanye.
Yeah. Kanye got like 20 Grammys, right? I wouldn't mind having awards one day. Like, yo, what's wrong with that?
You don't want to be confined to just one certain expertise. You want to be versatile.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to confine myself. I grew up in a confined city. Like, I think the only person from Rio Valley that's on TV a lot is like Kawhi Leonard, and he's like a basketball player. Like, nobody does this out there. So now I know that one day I want to bring a film department to that city. You know what I mean? Because a whole part of me, kind of like growing up, I wanted to be creative. I wanted to have a creative workspace, and there was nothing like that back there. And now that I know that it's possible to come from somewhere where nobody really does anything, not nobody does anything, take that back. That sounds insulting. Everybody does something great. I mean, in this industry, there isn't people with accolades like that. So I just want to bring the film department there. You know what I mean? And really make great things happen. You gotta continue to do that, you know.
And that's what it really comes down to, is just figuring out your craft and continue to make it better and better. So, like, what's a typical day like for you? If you wake up, what do you do? What's a typical day?
So it depends, right? If I'm on set, then I'm on set, and I'm working and I'm filming, and that's that. I've actually been filming since January. I just finished the film called Master past weekend, and now I'm officially unbooked. I'm free. Like, I'm going back to my Valley in a couple weeks. I'm gonna have fun. Hopefully everything works out. I'm back. It's work related. I am pretty cheap. I don't spend money ever. So on a typical day when I wake up, I pray. It's very important. And I listen to a lot of pastor and inspirational podcasts while playing 2K or Fortnite, you know. But it works. You can combine the two. It's your time. And then typically I'll run to the gym. I'll work out and I'll run back. And by usually 8 or 10 o'clock. So I just do my homework and write and stay creative. I'm editing a series that I directed earlier this year. So I always have something to do. And since I don't really go out to parties and club and all that other stuff, I'm in a position where I kind of control my schedule. Oh, and auditioning, of course. If it's like a meeting or an audition or something, I'm usually just here at the crib, just working on what pay the bills after acting stops, or if acting stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how important? Like one of the things I personally struggle with is me time. Like I don't know how to dedicate time for me. So how do you set yourself aside from all the acting, all the auditioning, all the social media, and just focus on you to sit down, listen to music, and play Fortnite? Like how do you? Like for real?
Do you read?
I do audiobook.
Okay, so I want you to start getting some hardcover books and start loading up. The literature of others helps people retain those types of information. There was a really good book called, I must have bought this gift for like 5 people this year. Charlemagne the God wrote a book called Black Privilege.
I got the audiobook.
You listened to it already?
Yep.
So you listened to the part where he talked about how many hours you have in a week?
Yes.
Okay, so for those who are watching, the people that are watching right now, you have, math is off, but I'm thinking roughly 160 hours a week. Let's just say you get 160 hours a week. On average, if you're the average human, scientifically, you're going to get about 48 hours of sleep. If you're that lucky. I haven't had 8 hours of sleep in any night ever. But if we're even going by the average standards in America, that's 8 hours of sleep, right? So that's 48 hours. I'm sorry. My math is all the way off.
It's all good. We know what you mean.
No, shut up. I got to get it right. I ain't a math major.
Me either. I hate math. 4
times. Okay, so my bad. I made my mistake. So that's 56 hours of sleep. I was counting it as 5 anyway. So 56 hours to get to sleep, right? Then you have 40 hours of work week, correct? That's like what? 96, 98 hours?
Yes.
100 hours dedicated to sleep and work. You still have way over 60 hours worth of stuff that you could be doing with your free time. It's about when you decide to make the choice. For me, I know I'm most receptive to information when I first wake up. That's when I feel the most inspired. I'm always ready to start my day. So for me, I will wake up earlier. Like I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I start my day with me. And even if I had the 9 to 5, you work and you got to get up for work. You usually getting dressed around 6 and you get home around 6. That means you wake up to live for somebody else's dream. So sometimes you kind of have to make the time. You have to get up earlier in the morning, or you have to do something to where you feel whole when you're not doing your job. Like I love acting. The fact that I get to do that and it pays the bills is pretty legit. But that just started happening. Okay, I wasn't booking as soon as I started. You know what I mean? It was and I was in college and I had work study. That joint was whack. I was making like $250 every 2 weeks at work study. But when I would get up for class and work at 8 a.m. and get home at 8 a.m., I found myself being sad. And it wasn't because I was utilizing the other 12 hours of the day. I would take advantage of those days. Like, I don't have any time for anything by the time I get home. No, by the time you get home, you watch TV. But you really could be working on your passion. And more than likely, you don't really sleep 8 hours a night. So what about those extra 4+ hours where you can be dedicating that to your time and yourself? I think that's important. Yeah. I think you have to wake up earlier, or you have to stay up later, or you have to walk around with your hobbies in your backpack all day. And whenever you get that free moment, invest in yourself.
Right.
A lot of people do that. So even if you have a 9 to 5, that's just 8 hours. What about the other 16?
Yeah, because I know me, I'm sitting at home, I'm wasting time. I'm probably on my phone, on social media, doing nothing at all, when I could be in the gym or reading or something positive that helps better myself.
Right.
So that's great. So what are some different challenges that you've realized you faced in your career thus far? What are some of the things that you, as an actor, you face that is like it always gets to you?
I was just having this conversation. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not like a mean person. At least I don't feel like I'm a mean person.
Some of your roles I've seen you in, bro, you're quite an angry guy.
That part right there, you see what you just did?
But
that's the challenge. Wait, hang on. I'm about to tell you. That's the challenge right there. I don't, like, if I got to, I'll protect myself, but I'm not just walking up starting problems with people. I mind my business for the most part. I don't even go out to parties and clubs and all that. That's not really I don't like spending money. So for me, I book a lot of roles at least the ones that's come out. There's a lot of roles this year that are coming out where I'm not mean, so that's cool. But for the first half of my career on television, it's been like, all right, so this year, 8 projects came out, and already, right? I'm getting stopped a lot of places because people think they know me from places, but they're not sure where. And I'm not the person to be like, oh, you must have watched this. Like, no, I'm like, I don't know. I live here. So, you know, I'm not going to like, talk about, oh, you might have seen me. So, but still, and even in all of those things, people who don't know me, but have heard about me, or people on the street that I get approached by, they think I'm Marquise, or I'm JoJo from Blue Bloods, or I'm really mean like Jalen in the Quad, and like, Love Simon, bro. That when that came out in theaters, that was really tough. It was really tough. One, because I don't actually have a problem with homosexuals. I mean, I don't discriminate against anybody. But yo, like, I'm a jerk. I was a straight up jerk in that film, and it's like a lot of stuff in that film where I was jerking. It's hard because my independent roles, I think people trust me more with the emotional roles where I get to actually try. It's not hard for me to be you know what I'm saying? And when those start to come out, hopefully people will view me differently. But for now, a lot of my direct offers or the things I get most referred for, I'm beating somebody up. And I mean, what's yours is yours. When God gives you something, take it.
Right.
So I really hope if Step Up gets renewed, I get to play Marquise again. That'll be dope, or whatever it is. I'm never going to be mad. I think the key word is booked. But still, you have a vision for your career, and I think the roles that I'm booking affect the way people think I actually am. And I'm not mean.
So, anything in your life, like growing up, helps you be able to do these roles like better, or be able to perform to the best of your ability?
Hell yeah. I'm not a trained actor, so all I do is pull from real life experiences. I was bullied. Like, I was bullied a whole lot, especially as like a kid, bro. I was far apart as a kid. And high school was my worst years of my life. So like, I'm trying to tell you, bro, like, it's just kind of like, Jesus. Me playing a bully ain't hard because I've been bullied.
Really?
But see, if ever I get the time to play a role that's serious, all the things that I've been through in my life, and even just this past wave that I talked about on my page about depression, like, I was really on antidepressants. I really know what it's like to think about things that you probably don't want to think about. And since I'm not a trained actor where I can, you know, pull something out of a book, I've always just got in front of the camera and did what's right, or what felt right. And then if I was wrong or if I was off, the director would correct me, and you do what you can. But for the most part, yeah, man, life is everything. I grew up around everybody. I got people in my circle that ain't the nicest of people, and I feel like I can maneuver around thugs and I can maneuver around corporate people, and I'll be fine in either environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the funny part. And a lot of the roles, in this past movie I did, I was a corporate geek type character, and he's real dope. But in the movie, I played like 3 different people in the movie, which is so dope. And one of them was kind of thuggish, so all they did was put me in a tank top, and that was all I needed to do because I'm already like completely
tatted.
Like I'm a lot of my.
You almost more tatted than me.
Tattoos, dog.
You always more tatted than me.
But I mean, that's that. I didn't do that for any thug or gang affiliation. I did it because I like ink. That's my thing. So
how many tattoos you got?
Huh?
How many tattoos do you have?
Oh, bro. I just came back from a tattoo session. My entire back just got covered. If I knew
scared.
Instagram live without like showing my butt crack or something, I would. But like my entire back, I don't like posting photos shirtless. I think that's weird. No offense to the homies if y'all watching, but weird. But
I mean, we do it for ladies, bro.
I mean, ladies can come over. I ain't gotta post it on Instagram.
That's facts.
Chill out. Like, I have tattoos until like I book a role like on Being Mary Jane. That's how everybody found out I had tattoos. Like even my close friends was like, I didn't know you had tattoos. Was they fake? No, they not fake.
It's real.
They real. And they hurt.
They hurt. Tattoos don't hurt. They tattoos don't hurt.
I don't feel like you have tattoos, dog.
You don't? Dang, that's crazy. Wow. I have 18.
18 what? You got the number 18? Is that like a significant number?
I have 18 tattoos.
Look, bro, that's my chest.
I believe it.
Hey, look, but we ain't talking about, I mean, we can talk about tattoos, people start going away. I don't think they care.
Nah, we don't talk about tattoos. Tell me, since you are an actor, who are your favorite actors and actresses?
My favorite actor of all time.
Denzel.
It changes. No, not Denzel. And I love Denzel. But no, my favorite actor of all time is Wesley Snipes.
That's a wild card.
Wesley Snipes is my favorite actor of all time. And if I had to put him in categories like people I most wanted to work with, then I would have to say your Denzels and your Will Smiths. But if we're talking about body of work, straight up admiration, and just watching someone create somebody, that's
random. I don't think that's not something you hear often. That's dope.
Well,
but
yeah, I think Wesley Snipes is one of the best actors I've ever seen create a character. I've seen Wesley go there. I've seen Wesley be funny. I see Wesley in the corporate America, and I also see Wesley as Blade, and I also see Wesley as White Men Can't Jump, and I also see him as New Jack. Like it just fits every character. And I don't want to start a debate, right? And I'm not trying to start a debate. I don't want to argue with nobody. Hopefully, nobody's recording the screen and starting the BS. If you are, play the whole clip. I can think of movies from some of my favorite actors and be like, Wesley could have done that. But I can't think of any roles that I've ever watched and put somebody else in Wesley's shoes. Who else could have pulled off White Men Can't Jump? And yes, people could have put off White Men Can't Jump. But who would have done it better than him? I feel like his entire film was ad-libbed, and he just killed it. Who else did it better? I'll wait.
You don't think Will Smith did it?
Will Smith is different. His humor is Bad Boys.
Okay.
He can be Fresh Prince, which is TV funny. It's sitcom funny. Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. So this isn't like a bad thing, but it's a difference between dry humor and straight up sarcasm, right?
I can rock that. I can rock with it.
I don't think Wesley. I don't think anybody else could have. I mean, people could have, but it would have been a completely different.
Wesley deserves more credit.
Wesley is the first Black Marvel superhero. Wasn't T'Challa? I love T'Challa though.
There we go. I say, you know, everybody's gonna say.
X, how I'm gonna do this?
You can't do it. He's trying.
You know, Wesley.
And
Denzel is one of the GOATs. I think I'm most excited about learning from Denzel, and I'm most excited about working with Will Smith as far as an actor that I've watched and felt like nobody else could have played the role better than Wesley could have. I think Wesley may have had movies that done better or didn't do better, but I think Wesley has always been a memorable character.
Right.
He's definitely a scene stealer. He's like Don Cheadle. I love Don Cheadle. I love Al Pacino. I love not regular actors, but actors that haven't been on those type of platforms. Like I love Michael Ealy. I think he's extremely natural. I think every role he's ever played, I wanted to play.
Yeah, he is dope.
I think he's dope. I hope he gets the opportunities to make those classics. The only movie that's ever made me emotional, not cry, emotional, Creed. So Michael B. Jordan. I've never been inspired. He's Black Rocky.
Yes, I didn't
grow up in the 80s, 90s. I did grow up in the 90s, but I wasn't old enough to watch certain movies until the 2000s. So that's my Rocky. You feel me? And the pride that people got when they watched Rocky and Apollo and all that stuff, that's Michael B. And people say whatever they want. That's my Rocky. No,
Yeah, Michael B.
my
dope.
dog. You feel me? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's that.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So you, my friend, have had the opportunity to work with the beautiful Gabrielle Union and my wife, Taraji P. Henson. And that's my wife.
Does she know she married you?
You asking too many questions.
This guy.
So that guy. So my wife, you work with these two beautiful women. How was that experience being on set with these two talented actresses?
So, to clarify, I've never met Taraji P. Henson. I've heard she smells really good and she's so dope.
Smells good.
That's not like a mean thing. She smells great, and she.
No, that's not nothing wrong with that. It's just different.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that. I just want to clarify, like that's what's up. But I've never met her because my scenes in Acrimony were with the younger half of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I came on set, she was already wrapped.
That's right.
Back in Chicago, getting ready for Empire or something. And then, but I did meet Gabby. And it was an honor to be a part of a film with Taraji. Let me just get that out the way. Like, it was an honor. I've never had so many people tag me in a story before. So I feel like it was really cool. I think that's the first film. No, it's not. But it's the first film that that film was one of the first ones that my mom got to see in theaters. So that felt really good.
Right.
To know, like, I don't know, that does something better. That's better than a lot. That's better than a lot of things in life. You know what I mean? Like, and it came out right after Love, Simon too. So 2 movies in theaters. You saw them both week.
So you've worked on the Quad and Star as well, and I
Yes.
a lot of viewers actually asked that. Shout out to Kennedy Sky. How was that?
Wait, I'm not gonna forget that question. I didn't talk about Gabby yet. I'm not gonna forget that question though, Kennedy Sky. Thank you for your question. Can I want me to answer Gabby? Because I feel like if I don't, like, it's gonna sound shady. Like, I love Gabrielle Union.
No, I want to hear about Gabby too.
Yeah, I didn't get to be on camera with her, but I saw her. I met her. We were in this obviously same episode. Like, she's so dope. And I remember when she walked in, I was talking to Patrick Ian Polk, who was the writer of the episode and the producer on the show. And we were in her office on the show. So she just randomly walked in and just dropped off her stuff. And I'm like, dog, you like, I was just watching Cradle to the Grave and you right here. It's crazy. Like, it was insane. And I think I might have forgot my name. I don't remember that encounter. But I remember her saying, "Hi, I'm Gabby." And I was like, dang, I thought. And then I forgot. But yeah, she's great. She's great. She's gorgeous. She's talented. She smells good too. And it was an honor to be a part of people that I grew up watching. You know what I mean? Like, that's legit, man. It's legit to know, like, I grew up watching everybody that I've worked with so far. And that was the crazy part. The question though, Quad and Star. How working on Quad and Star, sorry. It's insane. It's cool. The Quad was the first primetime TV show I booked. One TV show before that called I Am Homicide. It was my first television show.
Oh, yeah.
But I booked that. It was on ID. I had a lot of fun with that because it was the pilot episode and I had a lot to do.
You were a thug in that too.
I was not a thug in that.
You were angry?
I wasn't. I was angry. Because I was
you were one of the above.
Wait, shut up. So listen, but the Quad was the first thing I was shooting, right? And I booked that while I was a senior. I booked that while I was 4 weeks out from graduating college. And I went to Clark Atlanta University. So I was shooting on my campus. And there ain't nothing better than that. Just the idea of that is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Question. You were in a frat on the Quad. You're
Yes.
not in a frat currently. Did you
No,
ever
everything
think about going Greek?
Everything was suspended when I went there, bro.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
And let me see. Star was a whole nother ball game. I remember one scene in particular. I was talking to the director, and he was telling me this real deep story about something that happened to him in an encounter with the police, and I was getting lost. It was a scene right before I got shot. It was pressure because right after that, he walked me over to Mr. Robinson, who directed ATL and the New Edition story, and he was talking to T.I., who was just right there in front of me, and I was there, and they were talking about how, well, the director was saying a bit of an actor I am and stuff like that, and then Lance Gross comes and taps me on the back when it's walking to the microphone. I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? Like, God. And then Queen Latifah was standing there in the club, and then Ryan Destiny and Brittany O'Grady and Jude is dope, and Luke James, man, like I got to share the camera frame. It was me in front, Luke James, Jude, Lance, and Michael Michelle, and I was just sitting there talking in front of them, and I kept looking back after the takes were over, like, okay, they're not laughing at me, so I did a good job. Like, it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Like, I was having these weird flashes of what life can be like because it was so intimidating being on that set. Like, come on, Queen Latifah. Man, look, I felt like this opportunity wasn't supposed to happen to me. In fact, I felt like I had, like survivor's guilt. Like, this is somebody else's moment. I don't feel like I should be experiencing this right now for whatever reason. And when I snapped out of that, I got to appreciate the moment a little better. You know what I mean? It was like, no, you are supposed to be experiencing it. You earned it. You worked. You went to the audition room. This was yours, and God gave you something. Now I have to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Something that you're supposed to take and go along with. Like you said, what's for you will be for you.
Absolutely. Always, every single day. What's for you is for you, people. You heard me? I like the people commenting. Let me see here.
Can you see yourself on Power?
I can see myself on Power. I'm tough.
Are you?
I see myself in wherever casting sees me. I feel like I'm capable of playing a lot of things. If I get the opportunity to prove it, I'm going to take that opportunity with honor and try my best. That's the answer I have for you. Depends. If they ask me, do you see on Power? Like, you wouldn't get everything just because it's the show.
Right.
Whatever me as, though, I would love to do. And I would love that for any show. You dig?
So tell us about your new project, Step Up, High Water.
Yeah.
Tell us about that new project on YouTube Red.
Yeah, YouTube Red. I don't even know what else to say besides it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, dog. I'd never felt like I wanted to dance so much in my life. Like, every time I went to set, I was just like, damn, how they do that? Like, I started stretching every morning. I mean, I went on and the producers told me I was supposed to be just a pilot character. Supposed to be on for one episode, maybe two. That's what was in my memo when I booked the show too, and turned it 5. And because of how things happened this past season, if you saw it, I don't see how I'm not coming back if the show comes back. Big. So I've never been in, like, Faison Love is so cool. Neo is cool. Miss Rivera is cool. Marcos Taylor is cool. All the younger cast is cool. Every single one of them. Every single one of them are really cool. It's really inspiring to be a part of a lot of these people because some of these people I also grew up watching, and some of these people I didn't know I grew up watching. They just have been working for so long, and then you meet them and they say what they were a part of, and it's just like, dang, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm the youngest person in the cast, even though I play older than a lot of the people. I'm the youngest person in the cast. No, Lauren McLean is the youngest person in the cast.
You think?
And then I think Jade, and then me. So I'm the youngest guy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I play a little older than that, which is always fun.
It's always fun, dude, but it's dope. So if you guys haven't seen that on YouTube, Red, y'all should definitely go check out my dog and Step Up. So as we get ready to wrap it up, what is some of your advice for other aspiring entertainers? So that's a wide range from actors and singers and dancers. What's the biggest advice? Because you know our career path in our field is hard. It's competitive. Takes a lot of work. It's not easy. So what could you give us as advice?
So I get asked this question a lot. And it's hard to answer because I didn't train like everybody else. I feel the effects of that in my insecurities about my abilities because a lot of my friends have. It's kind of like going to the pros, but you were the kid who couldn't afford to go to AAU. And you feel like you get on the team and everybody else is just kind of like real clicked up and cool because they've been through so much. You're in the same room as them, but you feel like because you didn't go through the regular process or a seminary or some kind of training or some class, you are not going to be able to hang, even though you're in the same room with them. So it's just this overhauling insecurity. I don't know the best answer to that. I know what worked for me. All right. So if you're receptive to that and you know that this is a very particular situation, then cool. I went to Clark Atlanta's film department. I didn't think acting was a possibility. I wanted to direct. I wanted to write. So I went to school for it. However, being in the AUC, you run into a lot of people. One of the persons I ran into was Tina Shakia. She has this very popular YouTube show that I was part of called College Boyfriends. And it was about the lives of guys at a HBCU and their relationships with other women on campus. That show blew up. Like maybe the first couple episodes, we were excited about getting 300 views. And by season 2 or mid-season 2, I think we were getting like 10,000 every Wednesday because that's when episodes came out. And when you getting criticized in front of all of Black Twitter, all of HBCU Black Twitter, you kind of have to have like that tough skin. You have to kind of develop that comfort. And I credit that show a lot to where I started because I wasn't trained. But when I got in front of the camera, training is way better than doing, in my opinion.
Right.
So every single week, all the episodes like 45 minutes long. You have to just be able to try it and do it. So if you're not an HBCU student or you don't go to a film school and you don't know people, I would encourage just doing it with your friends. At the very least, stay warm and stay ready. I didn't train. I don't want to tell people you have to train, you have to get headshots, you have to do this, because if you were like me, you grew up under the poverty line and a lot of things you couldn't do. I couldn't play summer ball and on the basketball team or afford the Spirit Pack. So I had to just shoot by myself and on my own time. And that, I remember specifically freshman year of college, high school, I made the second round of tryouts and then I made the team, and a really changing point in my life was when my name was crossed off. And when I talked to the coach, I'll never forget this moment. I was like, yo, why is my name crossed off? This is the team. Like, this is definitely the list. I see my name right there, but why my name is crossed off? And he said, well, this kid sold during summer ball. I noticed this spot was solid already. And I was like, my whole life, I wanted to do that. And God had a different plan. I started to fill my schedule with a bunch of stuff. Like, I mean, I started wrestling. I started running track. I started joining all these organizations. So the changing point wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of the things that I took on, such as like Black Student Union, oratory, business academy, wrestling, now I know how to cut weight and I have a boxing roll to get ready. Now I know how to do this, speaking at conferences, because I was just on a panel in DC, and I used to travel the state giving trade shows, all because I didn't make the basket. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of things that I developed skills for was doing something, just picking it up and doing something. I filled up my schedule because I was so sure this was my life, just to find out I get to play a basketball player on TV instead. And personally, that's, you feel me? I'm not supposed to be in the NBA. I can't guard LeBron no way. You see that man? He crazy. It's cool. Everything happened the way it was supposed to, and I still get the ball. I ball all the time. I get the ball on TV now. I mean, I'm in my master's. I'm going for my doctorate. I know how to write and direct. I was just speaking to the campus of Sacramento University, and when I was a junior in high school, I did a trade show there. So it was coming back to a campus, but I came for a different organization that I was the president of when I was in high school. And in high school, I was the sophomore, junior class president. So a lot of things as far as oratory and things like that, I'm so comfortable with.
Right.
And I know how to maneuver around hood people and corporate people.
Yes.
When I'm around my people, and I know how to give a business plan and a pitch, and a lot of things that people say to me is kind of borderline offensive, like, "Oh wow, you're articulate." Like, what, you thought I wasn't?
Right. Like,
come on, man. What you thought, man? Like, are you serious? But at the same time, I mean, you know how people are. If you see just a little ounce of stuff like this,
yes,
then they assume, you have no substance. You definitely, even though it's a form of expression on my own merit. But you see, when I present myself this way around my people, like my people back home or whatever, it's love and respect either way. So, I definitely went on a tangent. Let me reel it back and make all that shit make sense. Excuse my language. The point is, you better than anybody else. So if you're a young actor and you want to get stuff going on in your life, get up and do it. Get up and do it. If you know a friend who knows a friend that's interested, there are so many people that want to be writers, so many people want to be camera operators, and there's so many people want to act. And I don't care if you're training or you're not training. If you have the money to train, then great. I didn't. So if you don't, or if you do, you should be doing this anyway. Talk to your friends, talk to your circle, go to these schools, go to these independent film clubs, post on Facebook, look on Instagram for castings, do things within yourself to be self-sufficient, because you can't wait on Hollywood to tell you to be great. You can be doing stuff on your own time. And when you're doing these things on your own time, whether you're training on the other times or not, you're gonna notice, oh wow, my level of comfort is crazy. And it's crazy that I'm here on set and now I'm doing a short film with somebody who has an agency. Let me ask them, how did they join an agency? Okay, what's the process? All right, I need a film reel, I need a resume, I need a headshot. Okay, where can I find good headshots? And then you start networking, and then you start getting everything together. And then, boom, next thing you know, you're in the agency. And maybe it's not the best agent, it's not the biggest agent, but neither are you. There's a lot of growth you need to do, and at least you're gonna start auditioning, even if it's for small things. And then you're gonna notice, no matter how good you are, you may not know how to maneuver in an audition room. So those 1 or 2 years of auditioning and not booking anything is mandatory for what's supposed to happen next. So it all starts with making the decision to do it. Just do it. Whether you're training or not, just do it. A lot of people just want to go straight. Like, people have asked me all the time, like, how do I get on TV? I'm like, I don't know. Like, audition. How do I audition? You get auditions from the agent. All right, you asking the wrong questions. Have you ever been in front of the camera? Because if you haven't, it's going to be a very slim chance that you're going to go straight to a network. It's not impossible. It's happened. But come on.
Yeah. And
if you haven't, what are you willing to do? My mentor kicked it like this. How can I be like you? Well, do you have headshots? No, man, they're too expensive. Oh, well, those some nice Jordans you have on.
Right.
How bad you want it? How bad you want it? I got headshots and they were so expensive. Next day I booked the film and the headshots paid for themselves. It's important. So best training is doing, get up and do it, know yourself, West Side, all that stuff.
Man, I have to say this. You are very humble. You're very inspiring. I've been watching you since College Boyfriends. And from that jump, yeah, bro, you've been very humble. You've been there. You've been in contact. You know, most people, if they get any type of fame or Hollywood, they want to act Hollywood, but you've never been that way. Even when I approached you to get you on my show, I want to say thank you for coming on That Life My Life and giving me the opportunity to interview you about your life, because I relate to you in different ways, man. Like the mental depression things, I've been there, bro. Like I know how it is. The corporate in the hood, I've been there. The grinding is what it is. That Life My Life is my college boyfriends. You know, this is me so I can be on the quad. That's my end goal. I want to be on TV. I want to be TNJ. I want my Steve Harvey show. And so, man, I definitely appreciate you coming through. I think you've inspired me and all of your followers, all of your friends, your family, all the 1-9, man. You're doing great things. We definitely watching you.
Before you hang up, because it sounds like you got to go.
Nah, bro, you good.
Before you hang up, thank you for all that. And you will have all those things that you asked for. I'm pretty sure you take the initiative to start your own production, even if it's on Instagram. It's more, that's the doing that I was just referring to. That doesn't apply to just trying to get on camera. And thank you for your words. I really do receive those, and I appreciate them. Before we go, I really want a chance to address some of these comments because I feel like it's jacked up. Not to, and I don't necessarily have anything to do for at least another 20-25 minutes. Now,
let's talk out with it. No, very good, man.
Leave. But on a serious note, I really appreciate that, man. I had something else to say to what you had, but maybe it'll click. But it was something else. If anybody has any questions, I'm gonna scroll to the top and see if I can find some. I would love to answer any of you guys' questions. It looks like there were some. If you see one before me, let me know. All right.
Do you see yourself being an actor forever or doing something else?
I see myself being an actor as long as God wants me to be an actor. If I'm booking, then great. On my own time, I'm always going to do it, but it's not always going to pay the bills if I'm not booking, unless I put myself in a position to create my own productions. And that is kind of what's happening with the money that I make doing this. There's a rapper named DLC. He was with Death Row in the 90s. He was a rapper, and he got in a car accident. And I think a pipe went through his larynx, and he couldn't rap the same. And I used to think if I was in that situation, I might as well just kill myself. The one thing I wanted to do got taken away from me. But now that I really think about it, and I've matured, obviously, these talents that I have are from God. And there's a distinction between talents and skill, you know what I mean? There's a huge difference. When God gives you talent, there's a purpose for it. You know what I mean? You didn't work for your talent. So when you're boastful about your talents, they get taken away. And when you don't use them, they just go away in general. So acting isn't the thing that I was doing before I got to college. I had a whole ass resume. So if acting was to ever stop, I'm gonna have 4 degrees by the time I'm 30. And if I don't, it's because I'm still filming. And I don't plan to stop getting my education. So I'm gonna act as long as I can. And if I get in a car accident or something happens to me, unless I'm in a really bad mental breakdown, I don't see me stopping my life to avoid doing the other stuff. You know what I mean? I love the idea of being productive too much. You know what I mean? I want to continue. I want to continue to work. And I want to continue to spread the words. And I don't want anything from this industry that people are not willing to give me. You know what I mean? There's a project that I'm pinned for right now, and if it doesn't happen, then the last thing that I booked is what I just shot. And that could mean that after the movie that comes out during Christmas that I did for TV One, that'll be the last thing that comes out of my entire career under those pretenses, right? And life, I'm not even 25 yet. I won't be 25 until 2019. So because I haven't booked all year, because the last thing I shot came out and I haven't booked it, what? It's time to get to work. What you talking about? There's so many other things that God enabled me to do. There's so many things that I can do naturally that I watch people spend thousands on. And that's not even me being boastful. That's me being grateful, because that is a blessing that God gave me. It's a blessing that God gave me. And there's nothing wrong with being aware of the blessings and talents you have, because then they don't go to waste. You know what I mean? You can teach somebody else a trade, even when things don't work out for you. So yeah. Talents, I feel like I have more than one. So if acting didn't happen, it's cool. It's mad cool, because I got a lot of stuff I was going to do before I even thought acting was possible.
So I seen a question, I thought it was a good, interesting one. They said if acting was a person, what would you thank acting for?
That's a really interesting question. If you said that question with me, oh, that's a really good question. Well, I don't want to answer too dark, but if I'm being honest with you,
Please.
I think acting for a chance to escape. Like, it's not a secret. Everybody should know by now what my last year was like. And there was nothing better than going to work and getting to be somebody else for a minute. I'm obviously not in the same mindset now. I don't know what I'd say to acting anymore, but I knew back, and that's what I would always say. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily the nicest answer. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say like you're beautiful. Like, no, it is what it is. I get to be somebody else sometimes, and I love being me. I haven't always loved being me. Last year I loved being me, and I can be honest with that. And I think the last time I was able to recollect how I felt about the industry, it was gratitude that I was doing this in the time that I had to do it.
I think I like that. No, I mean, I respect that answer, man. I mean, I get it. The point of this brand, this show, is for people to really get to know you as an individual. And like you say, it's no secret, you know, how your last year was. I mean, I read the post. I seen the post, and I read, and I mean, your life experience is what inspires people. People want to know the real. I like documentary. I love watching like documentary series about like different people and their lives. Like, I want to know what you went through, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to connect with you on some way, shape, and form. And so that allows me to grow as an individual. I don't want the fabricated, this is what look. Nah, I want the real. And from these followers and everybody that's tuned in, that's what they want to hear. The real you. That's bad.
Oh, here. Dang, this is crazy.
Yeah, all right, bro.
It's probably mango slices. We good.
Mango slices.
Ooh, dang, I just answered this one. Would you rather be a movie star or a series regular on a TV show? Okay. Dang, I'll look at myself. I look crazy as hell.
It's okay, bro. You got the hat on, bro. We can't see you.
Nah, it matters. At this point in time, Finesse Heme, no disrespect, name. Dang, I would rather be a series regular right now. Definitely. Movie star. Oh wait, yeah, a movie star is based on how people respond to you. A series regular is something that you fought for and earned. A lot of time, if you're a movie star, you're not auditioning anymore. You're getting offers. So where's the work in that? Obviously, you work when you book the role and people offer it to you. You have to do your research and stuff like that. And I've been offered a lot of independent projects. Like I've had 5 films in theaters, and I'm not the lead of joints. And I'm not going to be the lead of the one in June either. You know what I mean? But maybe one day, if I book a lead role in a movie that really brings me to that star caliber, I can compare experiences. But right now, the idea of a series regular is just so much more enticing, you know, because when you're a movie star, you got 120 pages and you get to bring a character to life. But when you're a series regular, you have 10 or more episodes where every week you're doing something different. Every week you got to memorize. Essentially, that's 420 pages of stuff. If it's an hour-long show, it's usually 42 to 60-page script. So for the next 3-4 months, even though that whole show ain't about you, you got a lot of work to do. And I like the idea of work. You know what I mean? I like the idea of work. I want to keep working. And I feel like unless my character is demented in a movie, I wouldn't have as much fun playing them as I would, you know, if I was to be a series regular of Step Up season 2, if just in case producers are watching. You feel me? But that's the answer to that. Series regular as of right now.
Well, man, we are gonna have to cut it short because Instagram will kick us off. Instagram Live want to go for about an hour. My time is ticking. It's saying 46, 45 seconds remaining.